love the MLB All-Star Game, and wow, it did not disappoint last night. Down 2-0, my guy Giancarlo Stanton absolutely tattooed the baseball to tie the game at 2 in the fourth inning. They called it officially a 457-foot homer. Looked even more than that. And how about Stanton, a SoCal kid, hitting it to the same left field bleachers he used to sit in going to Dodgers games. That was awesome. Stan has always had a flair for the moment, and this short list is just phenomenal. Really hits it home. Only 5 guys have a league MVP, home run derby championship, and an All-Star Game MVP. And I love that Byron Buxton immediately followed it up with a bomb of his own. He's had a remarkable season for the Minnesota Twins. Great slugger and face of baseball with his bat and his personality. This bomb gave the American League the lead for good. But it's never about the score when it comes to an All-Star game. It's about the moments. And Dodgers legend Clayton Kershaw starting the All-Star game was perfect. It was a true Hollywood pitching to Anaheim's Shohei Ohtani, who got a hit. And then this, Kershaw picked him off right out of central casting. And then he struck out Aaron Judge for good measure to seal the deal on the ultimate show with the home crowd going nuts. And that's what it's all about. The GOAT getting the start at home, feeling the love, and a perfect showcase for baseball. But that wasn't even my favorite part. My guy Alex Manoah mic'd up was just everything. I love this. And I loved this years ago with the Yelly and Belly show, and I love how it's being done more. But this was the best of the best. The give and take, as you heard with John Smoltz, the passion, the approach to the hitters, the fun quotient, the intelligence, it was all there. Alex Manoah gained attention and fans, and that is just phenomenal for baseball. This was such a great celebration for the sport. Baseball is in such a great place. Then, of course, Jimmy Garoppolo from my SiriusXM radio show in an exclusive interview in April. And look, it's very applicable to bring that back today with our friend Ian Rappaport reporting that Jimmy G is going to be fully healthy by the middle of August. And that sounds reasonable after Jimmy G told us that he can throw after July 4th following shoulder surgery, and that has happened. And as you heard, Garoppolo hit it home that last year with Trey Lance was tough. They traded up for Trey Lance to be his replacement. Kyle Shanahan, remember before the draft, said, don't know if any of us are going to be alive. He killed off Jimmy G, and somehow Jimmy survived. And I would argue he thrived in the most difficult circumstance. Took the Niners to Championship Sunday. Now, Jimmy really, this year, this time, now he really has to go. We thought it last year, now he really has to go. Worked last year in San Francisco, but this year San Francisco is loaded. And remember, they picked the talented, albeit raw, Trey Lance 3rd overall. Gave up a ton of draft picks for him. Got to let Trey Lance dance, and you can't have Jimmy over his shoulder. Now, I do think Jimmy Garoppolo has been disrespected here. Obviously, he would have been in demands in March if it wasn't for the surgery. He isn't great, but look at the numbers. Watch him play. He's really good. You could win, see the win-loss record, a lot of regular season and playoff games with Jimmy Garoppolo. Maybe Cleveland, but it has to be Seattle. It's got to be Seattle because Drew Lock and Geno Smith is a quarterback competition. It's offensive to the senses. And, of course, San Francisco can trade in the division. I mean, Drew Bledsoe, Donovan McNabb, they got traded in the division. Maybe New Orleans is a sleeper team if they need some kind of health insurance for Jameis Winston. How about Atlanta? Now is the time to deal Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy is a winner. He's a warrior. Teammates in San Francisco absolutely love him. You cannot let Trey Lance start training camp with Jimmy Garoppolo on the roster. I love the Niners this year. For Jimmy, for Trey, for Kyle, for everyone, the Jimmy G era needs to end in San Francisco. Like now. As the Raiders training camp begins today, my guy Derek Carr talked to The Athletic and played the "no one believes in us" card. And I love Derek Carr, but let's be honest here, there's a ton of Raiders belief. In preparation for day one of camp, We hit it home yesterday on Time to Shine how I expect the Raiders to win 11 games with a real chance to win the division and make a run to Championship Sunday in the AFC. That's my expectation, but Carr is right that his critics and skeptics are always out. The haters wonder why Davante Adams left Aaron Rodgers for Derek Carr. Well, I forever have been outspoken about how Carr is a great player and a legit and true franchise quarterback. I voted him for MVP for the 2016 season. What Carr has done with the Raiders, with the insanity around him, relocation, Antonio Brown, Gruden, Ruggs, among others, it has been, in my opinion, extraordinary. Now, Derek Carr is absolutely this year going to have the best season of his entire career. Adams picked him because they're besties, best friends from Fresno State. The chemistry is going to be there. Derek Carr threw for 4,800 yards last year, took the Raiders to the playoffs with all the surrounding drama and chaos and noise and nonsense. Now he has Adams, who's the best receiver in the NFL, bar none. Now he's going to have a brilliant offensive mind in Josh McDaniels as his play caller and head coach. Derek Carr is going to throw for 5,000 yards this year, and he's going to be a legit candidate for NFL MVP. Maybe then people will start believing. Welcome back, Time to Shine. As we hit the halfway point of the Major League Baseball season, let's get an extended forecast for this historic American League East. Midway point, All-Star break, look at it. Every team in the division, all five, at 500 or greater. So let's hit the forecast Raider Schein style. My New York Yankees, as you saw, running away with the division, up 13 games. Bag it, losers. My forecast for the New York Yankees in the second half of the season, hots. Like so bright, I need sunglasses. Because the New York Yankees are absolutely on fire. You watch the Yankees play, and honestly, it's inspiring. And here's the good news if you're a Yankees fan like me. Yankees are off to this historic start. The nuggets of domination and jubilation jump off the page. Aaron Judge is having an MVP season. You know, Judge was in a little bit of a funk. You know, Luis Severino's on the injured list. Yankees didn't play great before they mashed Boston right before the end of the first half. Yankees can play even better. Joey Gallo, I mean, this guy has been atrocious at the plate. I think the Yankees actually have room for improvement. Kind of crazy when you stop and think about it. Yankees, you know, are going to make a trade by the August 2nd deadline. Luis Castillo from the Reds, that's the perfect pickup. That's a clinch the World Series kind of move. Wouldn't be surprised if they brought in another bat in the outfield as well. Yankees second half going to be as blistering hot as the first. Want to see Luis Castillo. Cole's going to keep it rolling. The bullpen's unbelievable. Team defense went from bottom of the barrel to the best in the business. Defense, look at IKF at shortstop. Look at Donaldson. Look at Rizzo. Defense is going to stay piping hot. The New York Yankees, hot. Those are some good sunglasses. How about the forecast for the second place race? Mild, just fine. Look, the Rays right now as we speak are a wild card team. I mean, sometimes numbers lie. These numbers are pretty accurate. They're fine. You know, ERA's good. Home runs, weak. You know, batting average, weak. They always find a way. Kevin Cash, a tremendous skipper, always find a way to win. So I am not going to look at the Rays, I don't believe, in the second half of the season and say, wow, there's a Rays team that can make a postseason run. I think they'll make the playoffs via the wild card. They always play the game the right way. They don't beat themselves. But, you know, McClanahan, who started the All-Star game, he's legit. I think he'll keep it going. I just don't think you're going to look at the Rays and say, there's a team that's going to be anything more than mild and can make any kind of postseason run in October. Let's take a look at the forecast of the second half of the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, here when I go into the crystal ball, I think we're looking at mostly sunny skies for the Jays. This was the team preseason I picked to go to the World Series out of the American League. These guys are studs, and they could all put up better numbers. Vlad's average is going to be over 300 for the second half of the season. Same with Bo Bichette. Same with George Springer. I love when they fire the manager because, you know, the old skipper last year, they were more interested in, fighting with Tampa at the end than winning games. The pitching has been unacceptable. Jose Berrios has been akin to batting practice. That ERA is no good. The opponent's batting average is no good. I think the Blue Jays are going to make a trade or two. Frankly, I mentioned Luis Castillo for my Yankees. I think that the Blue Jays are the biggest threat. They're going to be very active. When you fire a manager and you're currently a playoff team, that means you have greater expectations. To me, the Blue Jays will prove to be the only team other than the Yankees and the Astros who can go to the American League Championship Series. I think the Blue Jays are going to destroy the opposition in the second half of the season. Second half forecast for the Red Sox is a monsoon. I think the Red Sox are going to be terrible in the second half. I'm talking rain, winds, dark and stormy skies, flooding, kind of like my ride into work. This is me in the car. I'm in the back seat here, and look at this. We're swimming, we're floating. This picture, which is my ride, took me 2 hours to get to work yesterday. This was a disaster. Much like the rest of the second half is going to be for the Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox can't pitch, and their offense isn't good enough and consistent enough this year to do anything about it. I mean, look at these numbers against the AL East. Look at that series record. 0-10-1. They couldn't beat an AL East foe in a series. And by the way, you got a couple of stars who are due new contracts who I don't think are going to be there next year. How about the Boston Globe report? The Red Sox told Rafael Devers they're going to compare him to Matt Olson in terms of contract negotiations. I feel bad for Devers and Red Sox Nation, seriously. Devers is a stud. As a Yankee fan, he always kills Garrett Cole. He's an unbelievable hitter. You know he's battle-tested, playing the pressure cooker of New England's living room. Red Sox management is totally botching this when it comes to Devers. Going to be a distraction. Sale has that fractured pinky now. Pitching's a mess. Rotation is bad. Bullpen's worse. I'm looking at a monsoon here in the second half for the Boston Red Sox. Picked them playoffs preseason. Don't think they're going to make it. Final forecast for the AL East. The Baltimore Orioles will enjoy AM sun turning into afternoon rain. Look, I think that when you look at what Baltimore has done since July 3rd, it is absolutely remarkable. And these baby birds have really done an unbelievable job. The fact that they're 500 is amazing. I just don't think they can keep it up, and this schedule is tough. Blue Jays are going to destroy them. Listen, Oriole Magic, I'm happy for the suffering Baltimore fans. It's great. Camden Yards is beautiful. I think that the good vibes will continue, but in terms of wins and losses, a lot of rain in the forecast. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.